all the news and interviews you know and love. It's the Northwest's #1 racing podcast, the Sean in the Dirt podcast. This is Sean, and you're in the dirt.
All right, James McFadden, 2 in a row for the fastest 5 days. Can it start any better?
Always, mate. I'm a driver. There's things you're happy and not happy about. But at no stage in that race I thought I was going to win that race. And then for whatever reason, after that restart, my car just come alive. It took a little bit of rubber up there, and it was just unreal to drive at that point. I wish I kind of started off like that, but. To get 2 in a row is great. Obviously rewards the guys for all the hard work, and Tom and Tommy for the putting their faith in me to drive their pretty famous car around the track. So just pumped that we could go 2 in a row.
I was going to ask you, because you've been doing this a long time. As far as we talked about this last night, we talked about how long you've been doing a race, how long you've been a race car driver. But when you jump, or when you get called for a jump start like that, how do you refocus? And then obviously the car wasn't. You thought you were going to be out front, but now you're not. You're in some air, right? How do you refocus and then come back like that? And then the car looked completely, like you said, it just looked different, didn't it, at some point there?
That was probably our first dirty air laps of the night. Was back there in the pack when I got done for jumping the start. For me it was just the attitude of the car was different, and I couldn't kind of get the entries the way that I wanted to, and I changed some things under the yellow light there with the wing, and just had to think about it and calm myself down a little bit and change my whole approach, and my car sat differently on entry, and away it went. So I got to figure out why we probably weren't as good for the first 15 or 16 laps and why we looked so good late, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you win by as long as you win. So, we're pumped, mate. Like I said, it's a hard game, and a lot of it is mental, and if you can control your emotions and anger and things like that, you generally come out on top. So to get 2 in a row is good. We start rattling some other guys around here, and hopefully that makes our team a little better.
And someone will probably say, he's just beating up on the North or the West Coast guys, but there's a lot of good talent here, and you had to work for it.
Oh, absolutely. You've got guys that have traveled previously, and and guys that come and do this a lot. Justin Sanders and Dominic, and you got a couple young guys like Landon who have been to Eldoras and Knoxville's and raced all these racetracks. So it doesn't matter what you're doing anymore, whether it's NARC, High Limit, Outlaws, PA, Ohio. It's tough to win a race, and I'm just fortunate enough to get the opportunity to try do it. And I'm having a lot of fun. They're great bunch of guys to hang out with, let alone race with, and I think a big part of it is having a good time and having fun with the environment you're in, and so far that's been the the positive thing. Every change that I feel I need, Drew can see it, and I think that's a big thing in a relationship.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night. Go for 3, huh?
That's the plan. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. This is Sean, and you're in the dirt. Landon Brooks joins you right now. Second night here, the fastest 5 days, and it was kind of an eventful night the first night, and tonight it didn't go exactly like you wanted, but hey, you'll probably take a top 4, huh?
Yeah, no, we had a lot of speed yesterday, obviously. Just happy that our speed carried over to today, and I just need to do a little bit better job there in the feature with lap traffic, and I just didn't quite move down soon enough, and just made a couple of mistakes, but we have a lot of speed right now, so just looking forward to the rest of the week.
It's probably a real learning experience getting on some of these. You haven't been to some of these tracks, right? Or have you been to any of these tracks before?
I've been to most of them. I've been here twice. I've been to Southern Oregon Speedway once. So yeah, I've been to most of them, but only a couple times. So yeah, still definitely learning them.
It's great to work with this team. This Faith Hamilton team's been really fun to work with, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's been really great. I love working with these guys. We're having a blast, and we're getting better and better each night, and learning each other, and learning what I need, and what Josh does, and we're all we're all learning and we're all growing as growing together. So.
Do you think the 5 days in a row really helps you guys?
Yeah, no. Once we figured out that we were going to do this, I was definitely excited to get 5 days in a row, just because it helps a ton, because it keeps me in check every night, and it helps me get better just racing that many races in a row. So and being able to build each night.
It's probably so. Last night it seemed like the track was maybe top, but then it looked like you could move down. But in the heat races, it was kind of hard to tell, right? And then tonight, I mean, how do you set up a car when you're not really quite sure what you're going to get?
I know, yeah. They tilled it before the feature, and we pretty much had our game plan. We just stuck to it, and I felt like we were still really good. Just like I said, just need to do a little bit better job in the seat, and I think we're right there.
Well, you got the right guys behind you to help you, don't you?
Yeah, no, for sure. We got Scotty here this week. Josh, Roger, Hayden, Rev Chip, Lori, and Allie. They help out a lot too. So it's all a big group effort, and we're doing it together. So.
All right, what sponsors help you out?
Lippard Construction. I'm not 100% with all the sponsors yet. New team, so we're still learning them. But
right.
Yeah, no, everybody puts in a lot on this thing, and just grateful to be a part of it.
All right, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
This is Sean, and you're in the dirt. All right, Sean the Dirt, Tanner Holmes, 5th place run here at Douglas County, and more importantly, there's 4 tires on it.
Yeah.
A wing is looking pretty good, and it's rolling in one piece, huh?
Yeah, you hate when those are your good, like that's what our good night of the year has been. But no, a good top 5. Thought tonight we had a really good car. We unfortunately we did lose brakes the last about 12-ish, right after the halfway. I started getting real soft pedal, and then I had no pedal at all. So I think actually we could have maybe been, I was right behind McFadden when he made that charge from 4th. I just couldn't, I was attacking the track well, and then I just couldn't attack it there at the end like I wanted to when he started moving forward, just because I couldn't, load my car the same way, get into the corner as it started changing. So overall, I thought we put together a pretty good night. Like I said, 10th to 5th, we'll take it. Car's in one piece. Wish we would have had better track position, but, not a lot we could do about that.
And the crew can get some sleep tonight?
Yeah, man. Credit to these guys. Like I said, I'm very lucky. When you have help, right? Like they sent me to bed. They said you be ready to rip tomorrow, and they like I said I didn't even know how much they slept. I think Carly probably slept an hour. The other guys slept 2 or 3.
I heard 35 minutes. I heard an hour, and then Dad said he woke up at 5:30 to go get the trailer ready.
Yeah.
So you had something to get to go today.
Sure. It takes an army to do it, man. I got great people behind me. I can't thank them enough. Like I said, for me, it was like, hey, just come back tomorrow, and it's hard to have a fresh slate like that, right? We've wrecked a couple cars, and last thing you want to do is put your focus in the wrong spot. But we just want to come here today and start fresh and make it happen.
And then you're at the place where you're at home, where you got all these people that want to see you, and then you got to get back and get the trailer, and it's just all this, But it's racing. We know what you signed up for, and but you come back with and you top 5, and now we move on to Cottage Grove, huh? And these tracks. So.
Yeah, for sure. No, I hate to say it. Obviously, the place you want to win the most is, at least when things went south, it was probably the best place to be, just because having our shop right there. It's very rare for our team to be gone before the checkered flag of a race, but we had a flatbed on. We were able to coordinate everything, just having those extra resources, and made it to where we actually are now prepared for the rest of the week. Still have a spare car, still have whatever, because we still got all these nights to go. Moving forward throughout the week. I feel like all these tracks, right? They're just, you never know what they're going to throw at you, just because they don't run 410s a lot. But Grove's a place obviously we just won at. I think we'll be really good, and try to unload and get ourselves, get it qualified a little better. And then, no matter what, get through our heat race. Obviously, tonight we had the whole thing in the heat race that set us back. I don't know if I really agree with how that went down, but that's how it is at the end of the day.
And I think, James had something that he did quotes in my interview on his call, and then he got into the dirty air, and the car. We saw how his car acted, and it took him. It took one of the best sprint car racers in the country to try to figure something out on a red or a yellow, whatever it was, to come back and all of a sudden do miraculous things to win a race. So, look how much experience he has, right?
Definitely. No, I think he obviously showed that tonight, and yeah, just tough. Like, I think that probably showed how difficult NARC is, right? I think a lot of people, you look at NARC. Obviously, we're not high limit or outlaws, but man, I feel like after all the series go, after those two, I feel like Narc could be number 3. It's super difficult. It's not there's no easy wins here. Justin, Dominic, I could start naming the list, right? These guys out here can win outlaw and high limit shows when they come to town and have traveled and been successful. So just a great group, and I don't think we get I don't think these guys get the recognition. So it's been fun running with them. Obviously, it's making our program better. We just need to keep getting nights under our belt, and I think we'll be come Dirt Cup and come, give us a couple more nights. I think we'll really start to find our stride and just realistically just get in our car where we want it. I've been racing all year, but I've been with the 21 team and had, and obviously still been talking with Drew and stuff like that, but our car's just a little bit of a different package, right? It's not like they're carbon copies of each other. So just takes different recipes to go fast.
Drew gave you a really nice compliment of how fun it was to work with you.
Yeah, no, Drew was awesome. And I'm looking forward to getting back with him at the end of the year. And like I said, even tonight before the feature, we talked over kind of where stuff was at, and he gave me some good advice on what he thought. And I thought we made those good calls because that's the hardest part. Like I said, is just knowing what to do when. And I think that Carly and I have been working well together and figuring out, like I said, what I'm feeling and what to change, but. Still, it's just tough when, like I said, when you go from situation to situation and pick up right where you want to be, when guys have already ran, 25 or 30 races in what they have for the year.
All right, who would you like to thank? I know you got some great sponsors locally that help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just first off, Carly, Tazen, Matt, my mom and dad, my girlfriend, she's here. My other sister, Krissa, she does a lot, cooking for us and helping, help. Everyone helps make things go in a circle, right? At the end of the day, you need all the people. Also, all my local partners, Shane DeWald Trucking, Diamond Roofing Company. Man, dude, I got so many partners. It's hard to list them all off, but I just can't thank them enough, and it's really cool.
Central Welding,
yeah, they're on the car for the week. Lithia of Roseburg, they're in the area. Like I said, we have a lot of partners in the area. We have a lot of partners at places we're heading, and so I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I'm talking to you after winning a race here soon.
Right. Well, I wanted to come talk to you in the top 5, and I had to wait. Whenever you want to talk to you have to wait for the 50,000 people to come talk to you, but that's what happens when you talk to a famous YouTube person. So congratulations on the run. We'll hopefully talk a couple more times this week, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
This is Sean, and you're in the dirt.